it's Tree, and I'm back for another video. Today I just wanted to talk about my family and their opinions on my art. And then I kind of wanted to touch on about how their opinions of my art doesn't really, I guess, change the way I feel about it. So, I've kind of always drawn art throughout my childhood, but I didn't really start to strive to improve or save any of that art until my 5th grade year of middle school. I'm American, so that was around 10 years ago when I was around 13, 14. One of my earliest memories was when my nan was teaching me how to write my name, but I don't think they ever thought it would be like a lifelong passion of mine, because kids draw all the time when they're younger. But when I think back to my childhood, I was still kind of socially awkward, so to avoid talking to other people, drawing would kind of fill that void where, like, if I'm drawing, I don't have to talk to other people. And I've talked about this before, but I'm just not very a talkative person, I guess. Art has kind of filled that void, and it's like an outlet for my emotions and stuff, since I'm just not comfortable expressing them. And sometimes I just don't feel the need to talk. And that's just how it is for me. So, when I started saving my art and taking it more serious in middle school, certain opinions started to change. They knew I was into art at that point, and it was easier for me to listen and draw at the same time, because my family's very religious, and now that I've grown up, I'm not religious at all, but that's just how it was. So I would draw sometimes while I listened to, like, church services and stuff. And, like I said, they knew I listened better when I could do something else on the side, like drawing. But I know, some of the church people we went to church with, they were bugged because it didn't seem like I was paying attention to them, I guess. Which, I mean, fair enough, but after a while, like, they would question me what they spoke about during service, and I'd be able to tell them what was happening, and yeah, they noticed it didn't really affect that. Now, as for their opinions on my art, it was kind of mixed. So, my great uncle, he has a background in art. He paints all the time. There's paintings of his at the church we go to. And my nan, she used to draw when she was younger, but she doesn't draw anymore. My mom, she's not an artist. My grandpa, he's not an artist. My uncle, he's not an artist. Sonny, they kind of dabble in art on and off if I encourage them. And I didn't really get to know my father, but apparently he used to draw a lot too. He just wasn't really around when I was a kid. So it wasn't like his opinion mattered, or he really had an opinion on my art. I know there's a couple times in the past that he would comment on my art if I posted it to Facebook, and he would post positive comments. And he kind of kept that up until he died in 2019. So I guess you could say he was always kind of supportive. My great uncle, he was also pretty supportive. I think he just enjoyed seeing another artist around. And then my mom, for whatever reason, she's always been very supportive. But it gets kind of complicated when it comes to my grandma. I mean, when I was in middle school, I mostly drew, like, Warrior Cat fan art. And sometimes she would ask me if I ever got tired of drawing cats and stuff like that. or if I ever got tired of drawing people and that I should branch out and stuff like that. And yeah, it's very well-meaning, but I don't know. I guess we can fast forward to when I was getting ready to graduate high school. That's when things kind of started to change with her. She would ask me what I wanted to do after college, after high school, and when I told her I wanted to do art, she stopped being as supportive, because she genuinely thought that, like, you can't make a livable wage from your art. So she wanted me to pursue something more serious. But for me, art's kind of been this lifelong thing. That's all I really want to do. But I kind of took it a little bit personal, and that's why I wanted to teach art for a while, because I figured that was something more professional that I could do. I don't really know exactly what her deal is or whatever, but there was also a point in college where my first semester didn't go that very well because I was very severely depressed. So I flunked out of college that year, and then basically my nan didn't want me to go back to college because it'd be wasting money, and we're kind of poor. So then I tried to get a traditional job. I did get a job for like 3 days at McDonald's, and my anxiety was just too bad. I just couldn't really do it. But then I couldn't get a job anywhere else. And I told her I wanted to go back to college. And she basically told me, you need to pursue something that's not art. And I told her I wanted to be a teacher. And she was okay with that for a little while. It really hurt my feelings at the time. I know she's well-meaning, but I guess it just hurt my feelings because I took it very personal, and that she didn't like my art. And I guess a little bit was that I was still healing from some experiences that had happened in the past. But again, things started to change. I took an English class in 2019 for college, and I wrote a piece about how my brother passed away from cancer when I was in 8th grade, and the feelings surrounding that at that time, and my teacher was very supportive, so I submitted it to a school magazine, and it got second place. So then her feelings started to change. But also, she had a friend at work who was a teacher, and she started hearing all these things from her about how bad it was to be a teacher. And for a while, I convinced myself that it was just everyone kind of hates their job, which probably isn't a good outlook to have. But considering the people I grew up around, like my mom, she works as a nurse, and she kind of doesn't like her coworkers and stuff like that. So that's why I just kind of didn't really take that in. But that was when she started changing to, hey, you won second place in this contest. You should write full time, or you should do art full time and write stories about it. Which was kind of overwhelming because I, again, had like a lot of self-esteem issues. I'm not sure what channel this is going on, but I have a video talking about my AP English experience and how that kind of destroyed my confidence in my writing. But also that flip-flop was kind of weird. But recently I changed my mind about being a teacher, and now I just want to do art full time. Because my whole plan with being a teacher was that it would be my day job and then I'd do art on the side. But man, I'm bad at math. And to be a teacher, you need to have a certain score on your SAT or the praxis core, something like that. And I'm not good at math, I can't do it. But all of those experiences, they kind of ended up like ramming into each other to culminate, you know? And I kind of realized that like my life is my own and that my family can't live my life for me. So at the end of the day, I need to choose something that I want to do. And I want to make art. But because this is my life and stuff and they can't live it for me, it's this whole realization that like what they think about my art doesn't matter. What matters is what I think about my art. Because why would I make art if I don't want to do it? But that's been my life experience so far. And things change, but I know for sure that art is just going to be a constant for me. It's where I feel the most comfortable. Anyway, if you enjoyed listening to me talk, please subscribe for more talks like this. I know I tend to ramble a lot. And I will see you next time.